Jules, what tips would you have for somebody who's dealing with a crisis in confidence, or they've had a really big knock to their confidence? How would they deal with that?
So, what I find interesting, where to me there are two different things with that. So, a confidence crisis tends to be where we are doubting ourselves, we're questioning ourselves. So that very clearly comes down to us. So what I would offer with somebody is separate what you're having the crises about into two things. First of all, look at your competency side of it. So actually look at what skills, abilities, experience, expertise, knowledge you have about the thing that you're having the crises over, and list all those things out. And I do mean everything. So whether it's books you went on, stuff you learned at school, at primary school, whatever it is, list everything that you know that you can do in relation to this thing. So let's say it's they're having a crisis of confidence with regard to job interview. So write everything down that you know that you have the skills, the knowledge, qualified or otherwise, but you know that you have the skills, knowledge, ability, expertise, or experience in one column. And when you're looking at that and giving that your sole focus, that's when two things tend to happen for people. More can happen, but they tend to go into two categories. Is the first thing that happens is people look at that, and when they actually list all those things down, they suddenly relax and go, oh, I didn't realise that I had all of that stuff. I've forgotten that I knew all of this. And their focus has gone on what they can do as opposed to the made up stuff of I can't do this and da-da-da. So they relax, and actually what was a crisis eases. So that's one group. The second group can then go into yeah, but. So they might have that, but yeah, but, and that's where they're actually still questioning themselves, and that's where I then go into the second part, which is around the confidence side of things, and actually question, okay, what are the beliefs that I have about myself to do with this thing, and be really clear with those beliefs as to whether they are what you know is your belief versus what you've picked up as somebody else has told you is your belief. But you've kind of heard it so many times, you've kind of gone, oh yeah, well that must be mine, when in fact it's not. So look at those beliefs and start to lovingly challenge them. So if I'm saying, oh, well, I can't do this job at this level, to this capacity, I don't believe I'll be able to do it. It's just ask yourself, well, do I know that's true? Do I know it's true? Or is it that a belief? Is it just a pure belief? Because the thing that most people don't seem to realise with a belief is that we give them so much weight, so much credence, that's not the right word, credibility, credence, that's the word I was trying to say, is that we put so much emphasis on them that they it's like they're set in stone. And actually, when people realise that it's a belief, like Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny or the Tooth Fairy, or that my hair will never go grey, that that these things are all made up, and that actually, sorry if I've just shattered somebody's illusions about the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus, but we can challenge them, and we can look at, well, if that belief is made up, i.e. I can't do a job of this level. Well, okay, if I don't know that for certain, and it's just a belief that I have, that's one belief. Well, what if the opposite was true? And rather than forcing yourself to just go, yeah, but this is my belief, and I've had this belief for years, and I want to hold on to it because it's cast in stone, is to just ask yourself, what's the opposite? And I'm not making either of them right or wrong. I'm not making either of them the truth or not. But give yourself and the brain the opportunity to see that there are two sides to a coin. And when you've got those both in front of you, then make a choice. Which one's going to help me? This one or this one? I can pretty much guarantee that everyone goes for this one. Now, at the end of the day, they're both beliefs. They're both made up. And both of them aren't real. But one's going to make you feel less confident, less able to do something than the other one. So to me, that where a crisis of confidence, that's kind of what I would suggest where that's concerned. A confidence knock has kind of, again, two aspects to it. Is a lot of people will say that a confidence knock comes from outside. So somebody said something or did something or didn't say something or didn't say or didn't do something that creates a confidence knock. They knocked my confidence. Well, if it was really true that somebody else did that, then that would mean that we were forever in other people's control, that they could constantly make us feel whatever they wanted. And for me, this is around, if you're sat at work and somebody comes in who you really like, get on really well with, and they walk up to you and they say, "Great job today. You're so good at what you do." My guess is that you're probably going to go, "Oh, great, thanks very much." And off they go. And then 10, 20 minutes later, another colleague walks in, but this is a colleague that you really do not get on with. And in fact, you can't stand being around. And they walk over and they go, "Great job today. You've really worked hard. Well done." And off they go. Now, the majority, not all, the majority of people kind of start to question, well, what are they after? Why have they said that? I'm not sure. Because we don't like the person, and therefore we've added a different meaning to their statement, even though their statement is nearly word for word what the person we liked said. So therefore, the meaning to those words has to come from us. It's not from the other people. They're just saying a noise, really. We add the meaning to it. So whilst I'm not disputing that people can be mean, that people can say awful stuff, that people can look to bully people in the workplace or outside of the workplace, obviously, as well. I'm not disputing that those things go on. But I think when we as human beings can take responsibility for how I feel about myself in this situation is down to me. That other person can say whatever they want, lovely or mean, but how I feel about me in this situation is down to what I'm believing and what I'm buying into and the thoughts that I have about me. That's when confidence knocks don't happen. And the other thing that I would always say with the confidence knock as well, it's about remembering that if you are looking to somebody else to give you confidence, which a lot of people unfortunately do, they're looking to others to give it to them or external situations to give it to them, then because we live in a world of duality with how the brain is, then unconsciously you're looking for that confidence knock because you're looking for that person, the other person, maybe a different person, to take it away. So when actually you take responsibility that confidence is an inside job and you can build that for yourself, then both of those two things disappear. And actually then when people give you compliments, you can just genuinely take them on board. And then the other stuff you can decide what you want to do with, have they made a comment that actually is worth me listening to, and maybe I do need to look at doing things in a different way, or can I just let that go and kind of on that conveyor belt right past me and just let that go?